Alright guys, here we go. Back at Stillwater MX. A couple laps from last weekend's session. Will be session number 2. Ran the 24 Kawasaki KX450. Starting to get a little more comfortable with the track. Other than this jump, for some reason, I had a hard time all day getting over that jump. Of course, I haven't been on the 450 for a little bit, and it took me a little bit. That whole first session, I kind of had to get used to riding the 450 again after riding 2-strokes for the last couple of weeks. But I'm feeling pretty good here. Had a good day up at Stillwater. Ran 3 30-minute sessions, which really amounted to maybe 25, 26 minutes of track time. Between going to the van, coming back from the van, checking my watch, you know, all that good stuff. That track was good. The track was a lot different than it was the first time I came up here. The first time I was up here was borderline a little bit wet, and so we had more ruts, and it was slick because it was wet. Today, it's quite a bit drier in most areas of the track, which made for a different kind of slippery, not as much traction. But overall, I think it was pretty good. It was pretty awesome. A little bit of water on the track there. Saw a handful of people go down there, so I always kind of tiptoed through that area. It was definitely slippery, especially if you got over the front wheel too much. A little bit of water there as well. It was also slippery, but it was pretty manageable for the most part. Finish line jump there. One of my favorite jumps, kind of fun. It's the seat bouncer. The little brake tap in the middle. Sounds so good with that FM exhaust. Yeah, that jump just killed my wrist all day. It wasn't until the third session that I realized that if I moved over a foot or two, there was quite a bit more lip off that jump to help get you that extra little bit. I don't know what it is about jumping. I'm definitely not good at it, but I just get so sketched out on the idea of over jumping. And, you know, flat landing is so much for my body to have to absorb it, especially with the old wrist not being what it was 20 years ago. That's for sure. The section back here, I'm not kind of up in the air about how I feel about that. I just feel like they could do something a little more entertaining there. Got like a kind of a simple little double, and then kind of a jump onto a tabletop, kind of. But there's no lip, there's no, I don't know. I feel like they could do something a little different there. I don't know what. Either commit to making it a double and a single onto a table, or, you know, you can still make it easy, but it's almost like an afterthought. Anyhow, I'm not complaining. I think the track was awesome. It was fun. The track was rough today, which I like, because that's the way they usually get when you're just spinning laps on. But it was, yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to. This rut right here was awesome, except we've got so many accelerating bumps in it. It was a little better to stay out of it and then maybe drift back into it at the very exit of the corner. Yeah, I'm just taking a beating on that jump. That jump is one of the funnest though. If you look at it from the side, it's an uphill tabletop, but it does have a kind of a little bit of a knuckle. But if you case it, it's fine for the most part. It's not that big a deal, but you definitely have to commit to hitting it. but it's fun. Just kind of float in the air for a minute, you know. Yeah, I just feel like we could do something a little different here to make this either a little more challenging or something different. Build it up, turn it into something. This turn was slippery going inside there. A lot of rocks in through here. Pretty rough and rutted. I never was very good through that section all day. I couldn't quite figure out a great line to it, and I could never hit my lines as well as I wanted to. When you get into that, there's just a little bit of shade right there, and in that shade there's a bunch of, it's hard to see on the camera, but there's, you know, a bunch of ruts, and it's kind of tricky if you're not paying attention. This jumps, it just feels like it throws you straight up in the air. It's so kind of strange. That was the hardest jump for me to get down last time. I think it was the first or second one I jumped today because I wanted to get it out of the way. Trying to get better at learning the tracks a little bit quicker. You know, and rather than being scared to jump stuff, just go out and do it, especially the stuff I've already done. Yeah, so this guy's getting around me here. You'll see a lot of this. Actually, I was probably one of the slower guys on the track today. I don't know if there were a bunch of fast guys out here or if I was just really struggling with it. Now, I was running my bike, and this is not why I was getting passed a lot, but I was running in the less aggressive map. And the first two sessions, I actually ran the traction control as well. I didn't notice that I had it on in the first session because I didn't pay attention to the lights on the bars. And then I noticed in the second session, and I kind of liked the way the bike was acting, so I left it that way. I think in the third session I turned traction control off, and I don't know if it's just a mental game, but I can definitely tell there's a difference between traction control on and traction control off. Pretty rough through here. This is the one jump on the track that I'm definitely not doing. It's one of those risk-reward sort of things. I just don't feel like it's worth it for me to go for it. Here I am getting fast again. Like I said, I don't know if everybody was really fast out here today or if I was just really slow. The guys are riding it. Guys are getting after it. Guys are just shredding. I felt pretty good in this session, but when you watch everybody passing me and walking away from me, I definitely am not going fast enough. But I didn't feel like I could turn that well. I felt like I was pushing the front a lot. Could be body positioning. The fact the track was a little bit loose because it was dried out compared to what it was last time I was here. But I think that's typical of the way this track gets, being a Northern California track. I think it's dry most of the time. You can see there's still some good moisture in some areas, but there's quite a bit of dust today, which, yeah, kind of off-roady. But you know me, I like a good off-road session. I still really enjoy this bike. It's one, it's a 4-stroke, so it doesn't sound as amazing as the 2-strokes do in my opinion, but it's pretty fun to ride. I feel pretty comfortable on it. The suspension is good enough, I think. I'm sure it could be better in some areas, and, I'd probably sacrifice in others, but I don't know, I'm just trying to learn how to ride it the way it is. The only thing I've done to it, of course, is respring it. Haven't changed any valving or anything. Yeah, it's pretty good as far as I can tell, but I'm definitely not an expert, especially when it comes to suspension. Got about 10 minutes in. Let's do this lap of silence right here. That's it. Lap silence done. Let's talk 2025 Supercross season. Anaheim 1 is in the books. It was an interesting Anaheim 1. I don't know who's watched it. I assume everybody's watched it by now. I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, so we may be well into the season by the time this video comes out. But yes, 250 class, Hayden Deegan. I'm a big fan of Deegan. The danger boy. I just think he brings a lot to the sport. Fortunately, he went down in the second turn somewhere around there through a rhythm section, and it will come all the way back to fifth, which I thought was pretty good. Kind of felt like he could have had a top 3 in him, but you know, it's A1. He needs to just get some points. Yeah, I think so far, I think it's going to be a good season. It's a good way to start without the favorites getting the wins right off the bat. 450 class, same thing. You know, Jet and Hunter, neither one of them were inside the top 10 at the finish. I'm not worried about that in the slightest bit. I'm fans of both those guys. I kind of really like Hunter. I think he's kind of underrated a little bit. We know what Jet is. He's an amazing, you know, generational talent, so he's going to be fine. Everybody talking about the Hondas and they're having bike problems and all that stuff. Yeah, their bikes may have been off a tiny bit, but Jet still almost set the fastest qualifying time. For one bad corner, he probably would have set that time regardless. So I don't think anybody at Honda is panicking over their finishes outside the top 10. They've got plenty of time to sort that out, and I'm pretty sure in San Diego this week you'll see them much higher in the finish order for sure. Chase Sexton with the win, pretty impressive. He did it really quite easily. Jason Anderson had a good showing, in my opinion. I hope he's able to get a win this year just for fun. Kind of like the guy. Ken Roczen. What can I say about Kenny? He's kind of almost a dark horse. I think he's got everything he needs to just be consistent and be there every week, and then surprise you in the end. Because I don't think we saw the best of Ken Roczen at Anaheim. I think he's got more in the tank. So yeah, that 450 class is such a deep field. It's gonna be it's going to be interesting to, you know, watch it all play out. I just hope everybody can stay healthy for most of the season, all of the season really, but I know that's asking a lot when you have that many fast guys and treacherous tracks and conditions. What do you think of Prado? Anybody got anything about that? I mean, it was impressive to see him get out front. It didn't really surprise me because I know he's known for his starts in the GPs, but he was definitely not up to speed. He went backwards pretty fast, especially in that main, doing a lot of blocking, and I thought it was all clean racing. Well, I mean, there was some cross jumping going on, which isn't really kosher, but I know that, you know, the stuff on, you know, through the turns and stuff, somebody passed him and he ducked back underneath him. I mean, I thought it was fun to watch, but I think he'll continue to get better if he can stay healthy. And that's the big thing, is can he stay healthy through all of Supercross. But yeah, exciting to have him over here, and I think it's pretty cool. It definitely adds another side to the sport. Eli Tomac, I think he's going to be good this year, and I'm excited for that. I'm definitely, as an old dude, rooting for the old dude. Let's get some Eli. And yeah, big congratulations to Joe Shimoda getting it done right out of the gate. You know, nobody even putting him on the radar this year, and I think Joe's going to be good all year. He's been one of my favorites for a while. I just like his attitude. He always seems to be very polite, and I don't know, I just kind of like who the kid is. Hope he gets a bunch of wins this year, but it's going to be hard to beat Deegan, I think. Of course, Lee Kitchen was supposed to race West Coast, and sounds like he got sick, and I know there's a lot of stuff going around right now in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of my coworkers and friends and stuff have been sick. So, yeah, kind of a bummer that he's not there, and I gave Deegan a little bit to talk about, but I think he's just having fun. I think both those guys are having fun giving each other crap. I don't think it's taken too seriously. You know, not until somebody knocks the other guy off the track. Yeah, I'm excited for Supercross this year. It sucks when it's not Supercross season, because it's so much fun, but I know those guys need a break, and they don't get much of a break anymore, but a lot of money on the line with this SMX series, so good stuff. Like I said earlier, there's lots of rocks in this dirt up here, so when you get behind somebody, you can expect some fork dings. I'm pretty sure most of the scratches in my fork have come from this place. Yeah, the jumps here all have lots of run-ups, so they're all pretty easy to do in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not much of a jumper, and I'm able to get most of them, except for the big one in the back. And I'm sure I could do that too. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just not quite worth it to me. I don't want to hit the ground, you know? This, I never figured out, there's a good inside rut to the far inside, and I never found it. Like I said, I didn't do a very good job picking lines today. I just kind of stuck to the same thing that I was doing every lap. I moved over a little bit to get out of some of the rough stuff, but yeah, I need to get a little better at that for sure. Especially on a practice day, that's where you're supposed to be out here trying different stuff, seeing what's out there. Definitely stuck to the main line a lot today. somebody can get past me again. Oh yeah, this guy's ripping. Watch this. That's a sweet line. I guess I'm not doing that jump either. That is fun to watch, but look how fast that guy's going. He's several levels higher than I am as far as skill level, so we'll leave the on-off to him. These ruts were kind of weird too because there was a good rut going into it, but then coming out of it, where you really want to accelerate through it, it kind of turned to powder, so it would just get blown out and take you all the way to the outside to the other line. Hard to hold that inside.
Oh, so stuck in there.
But yeah, I kept going that way. I really like the half-hour sessions you get out here. They basically run a big bike class and a small bike class. And you get both classes get a half hour for the most part. At least when I've been out there. If it gets a lot of people out there, I think you'll split it up into fast and slow big bikes for the most part. You get half an hour is a long time to be on the track. Well, this little guy hang out. But anyhow, you've made it this far. I appreciate you watching, and I think I'm going to sign off for now. So thanks for watching, and until the next one.
Session 2 done. Whew. What did we get? Another 30-minute, man. Right on. I was able to stay out there the whole time. I did have to check up a little bit, but whew, I'm tired. We were able to go 30. That's freaking awesome, dude. It was a, you know, tiring 30, but we did it. Yeah.